holding cell stank of ammonia and fear. Tara Van sat cross-legged on the cold metal floor, breathing slow and steady, her eyes closed. Around her, the other prisoners, Zelthari traders, Groovian smugglers, even a CTH warrior twice her size, pressed themselves against the far walls, as far from the human as possible. They had heard the stories. Deathworlders, survivors of Earth, a planet so hostile that evolution itself had forged its people into something the galaxy had never seen before. Captain Run Talvek watched through the observation panel, his 4 eyes narrowing with satisfaction. The human was small by galactic standards, barely 1.7 meters tall, perhaps 65 kilograms. Pale skin that looked fragile beneath the harsh violet lights. She wore a standard gray prison jumpsuit, dark hair pulled into a simple braid. "She doesn't look like much," Talvek's second officer said, antenna twitching nervously. Talvek clicked his mandibles in amusement. "That's what makes it entertaining. The arena masters pay well for exotic specimens." He tapped a claw against the control panel. "Send her in with the Raptix pack first. 8 of them should be enough before she breaks." The second officer hesitated. "Captain?" The medical scans showed unusual bone density, redundant organ systems. "Irrelevant," Talvek snapped. "I've run this prison for 20 cycles. I know how to break spirits." He activated the arena gates. "Begin." The arena floor was sand and stone, scattered with broken pillars, twisted metal, and deep shadows. Tara stepped through the gate barefoot, her feet finding firm grip on the rough ground. She didn't flinch as the roar of the crowd crashed over her. Thousands of aliens screaming for blood in languages she didn't understand. She understood the situation perfectly. The opposite gate opened. 8 Raptix emerged. Sleek, 6-legged predators with razor claws and bioluminescent stripes pulsing along their spines. On their home world, a single Raptic could bring down prey 3 times its size. 8 together were considered overkill. The pack split instantly, flanking her with practiced precision. Tara's eyes followed every movement. She noticed the alpha positioning for a direct charge, the slight limp in the leftmost one's rear leg, the overconfidence in the leader's posture, their dependence on coordination. She had 30 seconds. Tara picked up a jagged piece of shattered metal, roughly the length of her forearm. Not ideal, but it would do. Humanity had conquered Earth with far less. The alpha lunged for her throat. Tara sidestepped. Her reaction time, honed by generations of predators, made her movement look impossible to the watching crowd. She drove the metal shard upward, piercing beneath the creature's chin and severing its neural cluster in one clean motion. 1 down. 7 to go. The pack froze for 3 seconds, long enough to register that their alpha was dead. Tara moved. What followed would be studied in military academies across 3 sectors. She flowed through the Raptix like water through a shattered dam. Fluid, relentless, without hesitation. She turned their pack tactics against them, forcing 2 to collide mid-lunge. She targeted the injured one next, knowing it would be slower by a fraction of a second. She grabbed another by its spine ridge and used its own momentum to smash it into a pillar with enough force to crack Kitten's stone. By the time the crowd's cheers turned into stunned silence, 8 Raptic corpses littered the sand. Tara stood in the center, breathing only slightly harder than before. Blood, none of it hers, stained her jumpsuit. She looked up at the observation deck and smiled. It was not a friendly smile. Elapsed time, 47 minutes, an aide whispered. Captain Talvek's claws scraped against the console. "Send in the COR pack." "Captain, perhaps we should." The second wave lasted 33 minutes. Tara killed 6 COR hunters using nothing but the environment and a chain ripped from their own restraints. By hour 2, Talvek sent in everything. Gretsch berserkers, combat drones, even a juvenile throne beast imported at enormous cost. The human adapted to every threat. She learned patterns, exploited weaknesses, turned every disadvantage into leverage. The arena floor became a graveyard. When Talvek finally ordered his guards to retrieve her, they refused. Hardened veterans of a dozen campaigns stared at the small human girl standing calmly amid the carnage. "Predator," one guard whispered. "She's not celebrating, not exhausted, just waiting." He was right. Tara was waiting. She had counted exits, memorized guard rotations, calculated the distance to the armory she'd glimpsed during intake. Earth had taught her patience. When Captain Run Talvek finally spoke over the arena speakers, his voice shook. What are you?" Tara looked up, calm and composed. "I'm from Earth, Captain," she said. "We don't have claws. We don't have armor. No venom. No exoskeletons." She gestured to the bodies. "So we learned to be better than everything that tried to kill us. We learned to adapt, to think, to never give up." She smiled again. "We learned to win." She stepped toward the guard entrance. Every guard stepped back. "You're going to release every prisoner," Tara continued, her tone reasonable and terrifying. "You're going to provide ships. And you're going to pray none of us ever come back." Talvek opened his mouth to refuse. Then he looked at the arena floor, at 28 dead apex predators, at the human who wasn't even breathing hard. He pressed the emergency release button. Sometimes evolution chose the most terrifying path. And sometimes the galaxy learned why Earth's children were called Deathworlders, with fear and respect. Tara then walked out of the arena not as a prisoner, but as proof that humanity had climbed to the top of the food chain on the most hostile world imaginable. The arena had just been practice. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.